always a little bit more of a heartbeat as soon as I sit here. I want to know what the idea of money in itself is.
Convenience.
Convenience. So,
because you have vibrational currency that is really what you're trading on. And so money's just convenience.
It's just the numbers.
Yeah.
So this is it. Nothing more about money.
Well, not from our perspective, but then we can get in anywhere.
Yeah. Well, actually, the background is I am invested in a startup company who sort of want to offer their things without taking money for that. But on the other hand, they need money. So there's a sort of a discussion going on. Do we actually need money? Is the banking system okay? And can we do something without having to take money for our services? Sort of a Wikipedia for human resources or Wikipedia for human potential. So
well, that's why we said that the best way of describing it is convenience, because you all could have brought chickens to the ship in order to
chicken drumsticks
as you show up for your registration to get on the ship. But celebrity doesn't really know what to do with all of your chickens. And then you say, well, we are all eating, so we could all just bring chickens. And we say, but imagine how inconvenient that would be.
That would be, yes.
So your money is portable, and it is usually universal. You find ways of converting it. And so it's the way that you have taken the manifestation of energy, the tangible manifestation of energy, and you're using it as an exchange with one another. Yeah. So what this conversation really is about, we talked about this the other day, and it's our favorite conversation to have. In fact, it's what we talk about all day, every day, when you come and give us an opportunity to play with you. And that is the conversation of balance. So if you were to breathe in more than your body wants, you would hyperventilate. That's what's going on back here. The wind is blowing, but the door is not allowing it to get through. And if someone would just open that door, the whistle would stop. It's balance, you see. And so there's balance in all things. Everything's about balance. When you ask for things that you don't believe, you're out of balance. It's evident in everything. Everything that we've been talking about is about vibrational balance. The source within you, because of just the things that you've lived today, has become more than it has ever been before. And so in your new expansion, there's a little bit out of balance because the source part of you, no matter how aligned you have been, just became a little bit more than you have practiced yourself to be. So you have to keep practicing yourself into more balance. And so that's the way we would approach business. If we were standing in your physical shoes, we wouldn't want our business to be bigger than our business. We wouldn't borrow a lot of money. We would allow it to expand naturally. We would let the desire of our business produce the path that would produce the money. In other words, money is a manifestation of alignment.
Wow. Oh, I love that.
And so sometimes if you feel a need for more money than you have, then you're trying to create your path. You're trying to orchestrate your path. You're trying to step onto the path that isn't quite there yet. You're rushing things. You're trying to make it happen. You're trying to orchestrate it. There's too much effort involved. Because in a perfect balance, your desires will summon whatever is necessary for the accomplishing of it. That's really the way that it works. Anything that you ask for, the universe lines up 20 or 30 or 40 avenues that are equal to the next logical step. But if you're out of sync, like friend before was just saying, then you are unaware of that step and unaware of that step. And so you don't take those steps. And so it doesn't unfold naturally. And then it gets more out of balance. And then sometimes people then make decisions that they're going to do something. Oh, it's a wonderful thing when you reach the place that how you feel matters most. Because then you will never rush something. You will never step into something that you're not vibrationally ready for. You will accomplish the vibration which will then allow the perfect unfolding. And that's really the ease of life that you're looking for. We've been saying for a while about you, human beings, about how we think you like the drama of things. That's why you're willing to let the crevasse between who you've become and who you're really allowing yourself to be get wider and wider. We don't do that. In other words, we think and line up and 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 think and line up. That's why there is no discernible wobble in our vibration from your point of view. But you think and don't line up and 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 think and don't line up. And then suddenly you're in a bind and you think, oh, I've really got to think about this. And we say, it's sort of kind of too late. And then you jump into action to try to fix it, and then it doesn't work very well. It's an imbalance, you see. So what are we saying to all of you? We're saying, if we were standing in your physical shoes, we'd slow it down a bit. We would focus upon the things that we know for sure. We'd practice the thoughts of worthiness. We'd practice the thoughts of love and well-being. We'd practice the thoughts that feel good. And we would say out loud on a pretty regular basis, Abraham has promised me, because we have, that if I can find balance at any level, that law of attraction will increase the momentum and bring me more of what I want in the moment that you discover the imbalance. If you've been listening to us for a while, we've been saying to you that if you have some negative emotion and you don't realize what it means, so you don't do something about soothing it, don't worry, it will get bigger. Because law of attraction insists that it does. And why? Because your desire is getting bigger. Once you launch a desire, you've got to understand, we may not have made this clear enough for you. Once you launch a desire, the non-physical part of you is focused upon it and making sure that that desire continues to gain momentum. Did you know that? Every desire you launch, the source within you makes sure it gains momentum. So if you don't keep up with the momentum that is naturally gaining, or even more, if you oppose it with some bogus belief that contradicts it, then you've got contradiction within you that just does not feel good. So it sounds like, for most of the discussions that we're having, that what we're trying to encourage you to do is to create for the sake of creation so that you'll get out there with something tangible that you've created. But that's not the point at all of creation. The point of creation is the launching and the alignment for the exhilaration that it brings. It's all about the feeling. That it's 100%. That's all creation is about the feeling that it brings to you. The manifestation that matters most is the manifestation of emotion. And you have the ability to manifest the emotion before you manifest any of the actuality that you are also eager about manifesting. If you can hear that and think about it, you know it. You've heard us say this and you've resonated with it for a long, long time in many cases. Everything that you want, no matter what it is, a pile of money, an estate, a monument in your name, everything that you want is because you feel that you would feel better in the having of it. And now we've done our best sales job ever to convince you that you have the ability to generate that feeling. So it's sort of been a wild goose chase that you've been on, thinking that you needed the condition to get the feeling, when all along you needed the feeling to get the condition, you see. And now you've all got that oriented in its proper order. Things are going to be different for you from this point forward. Things are going to be easier for you from this point forward. Did you sign the disclaimer that said you can't go back? You understand that there's no going back? You now know too much? You now know so much about negative emotion that you will never enjoy it again. And it is our expectation that you'll catch it in earlier stages when it's easier to deal with.